with Beard! Hey, podcast kittens, it's Cathy Cat
and Ladybeard coming at you with another life-defining episode of
Cat with Beard!
Oh, Cathy Cat, who is today's guest?
Oh, we have the specialist or special guest with us today.
The word
Specialist.
special could not get more special than the special is applied to today's special guest.
Welcome, the director and creator and producer of Cat with Beard, Takahashi!
Yes!
Yay!
Takahashi-san!
よろしくお願いしま
Yes, Takahashi-san! Alright! Ryuma Takahashi! The man behind Cat with Beard.
Yes, now you guys are probably very curious what that means.
Yeah.
So, tell us, how did Cat with Beard come about?
す。Wow. Okay. Okay.
Just in case you don't know, this show is Cat with Beard. Just in case you
don't know.
recently found us, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. And we are filming at Bunkahoso, which is one of the biggest radio stations of Tokyo.
The oldest one in Japan, isn't it?
Yes.
Oldest radio station.
Yeah, almost all this.
And
Yes.
this is where Mr. Takahashi is working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And has there been an English podcast before here?
No. I think this is first English podcast in Tokyo
Ever?
from the radio station.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, smash it.
I guess.
Making
Yeah.
history. Ladies and gentlemen, good job.
Yes.
And other friends?
Tell
Tell us, how did this happen?
As you know, this is like our program is all Japanese, of course. So if it is like TV program, we can add subtitle to sell abroad, but it is too difficult to sell something to abroad. As
a Japanese
as
language
as a Japanese radio station. But actually, we Bunkahoso Nippon Culture Broadcasting has a lot of resource about like voice actress program and Chinese idol programs that foreigners loves. So I think I wanted to do something for overseas. So I just tried to start the podcast in English.
Really?
You wanted to show the world how awesome Japan is, right?
Yeah. This is first challenge for radio station, I hope.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for taking up the challenge. Thank you for wanting us to be the host. We're very grateful. Was it a bit of a war with your bosses to make it happen?
No, nothing happened. Boss says, okay.
What? Hang on just a minute.
just
I
let you
expected it
go.
to be this giant uphill battle for things.
No.
The boss just said, go ahead.
No one I think few people understand English in this company. So, okay, you can speak English, so you can do it.
Wow.
Okay, so
that.
they let you come up with this project, your head project, and it became a thing.
Yeah, I think no one care about my job.
Well, dear me, hang on just a minute now.
No one care about my job in the company.
Self-defeat.
Yeah.
Hang
So
on.
they gave you a lot of freedom.
Yeah. I
But let's just back up 1 second here. So, but now you're working here in Bunkahoso. How did this all happen? Did you say to yourself as a young man, I want to be in radio?
Well, actually, I love to listen to radio when I was student. But actually, that doesn't mean I wanted to do radio job. Yeah. In Japan, we should do shukatsu when we graduate from the university.
Just look for employment
Of
somewhere.
course.
We mentioned that before in some of the shows we've had. Sometimes you don't apply for a job, a particular one. You apply for the company.
I wanted to enter in the Philip Morris in the tobacco company.
What?
I
Wait, that's a
applied.
bit of a change.
I applied.
Say.
Yeah, like.
That'd be bad for your radio voice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I applied a lot of company, including tobacco company and the trading company also. And I also applied for the media companies, including TV, record company, and the radio station. And I don't know why only radio station give me offer.
Oh,
Wow.
So yeah, I'm here.
How interesting. So, really, it's just chance that you ended up
Yeah.
working here, really?
But I
Yeah.
gotta have to mention here, Mr. Takahashi, you're a very free spirit. is what I found. He's, very open to new ideas. He's not like some people can get very like, how do I say that? Just focus on their job, tunnel vision, just do what you're told, and that's it. But you have already an interest in abroad. You've studied different languages.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what languages you can speak?
I studied Indonesian. Terima kasih orang Indonesia. Thank you for Indonesian listeners.
Very impressive.
I know few Indonesian listen.
Really?
Listen to this
Great.
podcast. Yeah.
fantastic.
Terima kasih. Yeah.
So you were like really interested already in like international cultures and such?
Not really.
That's the point. You say yes.
yes.
But you studied international geography.
Yeah. Well, when I was high school student, I didn't like to study English.
Oh, wow,
I'm
wow.
poor at English.
Born in English.
Yeah,
English.
poor.
Poor, I think.
But at the time, I had an Indonesian girlfriend.
Oh,
In Japan.
This changes everything.
Yeah. So I
Okay,
started to
okay.
study English and also Indonesian to communicate with her. So my
did the right thing.
story was started.
Well, you must be pretty talented then, because that's relatively late in life to start working on the languages and get it done properly. Very
Yeah.
impressive.
Job.
And you learn English and Indonesian at the same time.
Yeah, almost same time.
It's hard. Good job.
So, Bunka Hoso
Mm.
accepted you. What happens next? What do people do?
What do you
at
actually
radio
do at a
station in
radio
Japan?
station?
Okay, in the radio station, we have a lot of job. Actually, I'm in the production section, but also we have like sales teams and finance team, and also like journalist team. And we cannot change. We cannot decide what kind of job we do.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't choose. Like I want to do radio producer. Yeah, I can say that, but I cannot decide.
The decision is
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to the higher
yeah.
ups. Again, you apply for the company, not for a specific job. So
Yeah.
just by chance, you got a job here, and by chance, you became a producer.
Yes. And yeah.
But
yeah.
by choice, you made Cat with Beard.
Yeah.
But yeah, production, being a producer seems like a big old responsibility to accidentally stumble your way into. Like, producing's a hard job. There's a lot of coordination, a lot of organization, a lot of communication.
Especially in
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah.
I heard that you have to work so hard you don't sleep much.
Yeah. You tell us that you only go to bed for an hour underneath the table, then you get up and you work on tomorrow's show and whatnot.
Yeah. I just like I'm producing the live news program in the early morning, so I just wake up early.
Brutal. You have
Yeah.
to wake up at 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I
A
wake up.
late night Cat with Beard shoots, you sleep 4 hours and then get up, so you're up at 3.
That's
Well,
like my bedtime is 3 a.m. That's when you're getting up. My goodness, man.
Wow.
well,
Focus.
but video production is more hard, I think.
Video production.
Yeah. Audio production is pretty like easy. Yeah,
Really?
I think.
Talk us through what an audio producer actually does.
I do like two types of job, like radio director job and also producer job. Producer means like manager of the production teams, and in the director I just like direct the program, like I mix the audio, I edit the program. That's the biggest two job as a radio director, and the producer is like negotiate to talent agency and the sponsors.
Right.
Yeah.
The producer has to organize the sponsors and whatnot. I would have thought that'd be the sales team or someone.
Yeah. Cooperate with sales team.
I see.
So you know how much budget you have, and then you need to apply the budget.
Yeah, and we should decide. I was responsible for like hiring the director and also script writer also.
Really?
And we should balance that like content and sponsors and talent agencies.
Those are a lot of skills, which are a bunch of them left brain, a bunch of them right brain, and you manage to do both of them at the same time on no sleep.
Producer
Pretty
and director
impressive.
are very different jobs.
Vastly different jobs.
So you do both.
Yeah, actually.
Very impressive. It's very impressive.
And yet, you decided to take on a new project, which was the Cat with Beard podcast.
Yeah.
And you chose us, I guess, and we chose you. And in the end, now we're all sitting here on this table.
Here we go. So you just said to your bosses, let's do a podcast in English. Did it go further than that? Did you say to them, and I want to tell the world about Japanese stuff? Or was it just they said, English, it's your problem, do whatever you like?
Yes, that's true. And also, at the time, my boss wanted to open some program for the foreign countries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because me freshman can speak English and Indonesian, so he says let's produce radio program in the Indonesian language.
Really?
He said that.
So you are also producing in Indonesian?
No. But I decided to produce in English, in English, because if we do in Indonesian, when I quit my job, no one can do.
Oh, perfect.
Great
point.
Imagine, there's far fewer Japanese Indonesian speakers.
Yeah. And in this job, it is possibly that in the next month I do sales job.
Oh, they might.
They changed assignment. Yes. It would happen.
So you don't apply for the job, you apply for the company, and if they need someone somewhere else, you can get So you had that in mind.
Yeah, this is Japanese traditional company.
You can spend a decade developing a skill set, and then now you're doing something totally different.
Yeah. It happens.
A friend of mine recently, he's an English teacher. He's been a high school English teacher for 20 years. One day they just said, you now teach kindergarten. They just threw him in there. His 3-year-olds all crying. He's a bodybuilder, so he's this giant jacked American who's used to dealing with teenage punks, right? Now he's got these 3-year-olds and he's just freaking out. He's like, what do I do? So,
oh my god, I think that image that you just gave us can be applied to any Japanese person who picks up and put into a completely different job.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes happen.
Very challenging, man.
Yeah.
What is you think very typical about Japanese radio culture that maybe is not as typical abroad? Maybe? Is there anything you're like, oh, this is actually a very Japanese program or something, like the Johnny Idols? Or...
Yeah. We have a lot of program about, as we said before, Chinese Idols program and the voice actor program. That is, I think, typical. And also, I think midnight comedy program is the most popular in Japan.
Midnight comedy program. Please explain to those who don't know what that is. Like me.
Yeah. In terms of numbers of listeners, early morning and evening is the most popular program.
Yes, sure.
But for younger generation, I think midnight comedy program is the most popular.
Right.
I think this is like typical and unique Japanese radio culture, and they appear on TV and they are like fresh and clean talent, but if in the midnight radio show they say dirty jokes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How interesting.
They're free to speak if in the radio, so
really,
they feel free. So
despite the fact that with the Jimmer Show, with their management office, they have all these restrictions. Suddenly, midnight comedy radio, the rules don't apply anymore.
Well, rules is more rough.
I see.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I mean, you have a love for comedy. That's one of the things actually that inspired our comedy episode.
Yes.
So, comedy is one of the things you're interested in, and radio wasn't your first choice.
Well, yes.
So what else do you think are good skills to have working in radio in Japan?
I think no skill required in this job.
No skill required.
You just have to teach it all yourself.
I think if you love to communicate with other people, here is heaven. I think.
Well, to communicate with
communication is the most important. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
So hang on, communicate with your co-workers or with external?
Or co-worker. Yes.
Everyone.
Yeah.
If you love to talk.
If I was TV director, it's so hard job, like managing a lot of things and editing so long time. But in radio job, we can communicate with personality, talents, and we can decide together what topic we should talk. Yeah. So,
how interesting. But now, okay, so radio really is part of the old media infrastructure.
Or the media.
TV industrial complex.
73 or 2 years old, this company. Yes.
So now as we move into the digital age, you know, most people are going to be listening to this on the podcast or on the YouTube, as opposed to on the we always do AM radio, right? So what do you predict is the future of audio-based content?
That's a more difficult topic. Every radio man talks about this topic, and we didn't find a solution
yet. Is
that
right?
Because we didn't have a resource about digital things. And but nowadays, if in America or the other country, a lot of people like take a car. So they listen radio in the car. Drive time is most good time to listen radio and the podcast. But in Japan, we don't have that culture so much.
You've got to catch the train to work, packed in with a million stinking strangers with your things in your ears. You know, you have train time. Is that not an equivalent?
Yes. But I think not so popular like as. I think Australia also radio is popular media.
I think I know why as well, because when you drive, you can't look at your phone and check your messages. At least you shouldn't. So you literally need something that you can do hands-free.
Passively.
And on the train, a lot of people they play games, they watch videos. You read a book. You have both hands. But if you drive, the only thing you can literally do is listen. So that does make sense.
Yeah. And in Japan also, podcast is not popular like media.
Isn't that interesting? Podcasts not popular in Japan.
Wow. Yeah, not popular.
Not quite here yet.
But the youth, like the YouTubers and whatnot, they will do their YouTube radio station, right? Like you have, whatever their name, like, I don't know, Hikakin or whoever will have Hikakin radio, and it's just a stream on the YouTubes, yeah?
YouTubers do radio a lot because obviously they're not. In theory, not a person.
Yeah.
Physically there. They're a magical fairy being.
And to be honest,
something.
To be honest, guarantee like money. If you appear on the radio show, money is quite a little.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah. Compared to other like TV and YouTube, of course, budget is very small.
Oh.
Yeah.
But if you're a geinin or a talento or whatever, come you do your radio show makes you famous, and even though you don't get paid much for the radio show, that allows you to get commercials and endorsements that pay you.
Yeah. In the feature of the radio show tend to last long.
Yes.
So they some talent like to appear on the radio show, and some talent want to have their own radio show, and he can like express himself freely in the radio show. So some talent like to have radio show.
Watanabe Naomi is doing a podcast, isn't she?
Watanabe Naomi? Yeah. She does podcast.
She does a podcast.
I think in English.
Oh, is that in English?
It makes sense because again, it's a Western audience. She has a lot of Western fans.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was in English. I didn't. Okay, another one.
So I think that the podcast thing is fairly new then in Japan, and is kind of starting to grow now.
Yeah, starting low, but to be honest, we radio station doesn't get big money from podcast. I think.
It's a new media.
Yeah. Broadcasting is the biggest revenue for us. Yes.
Right.
So podcasting is kind of a new thing that you
new
started
things,
on the side
and we don't know how to manage that new technology. Actually, we directly try to do new things, but actually it's hard now. We are suffering now.
It's a reorganization of the entire media landscape and industry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing with TV, who started to get a bit scared of all those YouTubers coming out. So that's nowadays on Japanese TV we even see the best of YouTube this week, and they will show the most popular YouTube videos on TV, because at this point in time, especially in Japan, I think it's a bit of a battle between the old media and the new media, because the old traditional media moves very slowly in Japan, while the new media with the young people moves quite quickly. I think what I've seen when I went to Germany, I could see that they're starting to catch up a lot, or at least they're trying to catch up a lot, the traditional media.
Right, really.
They're trying to be very hip. They have young people in there.
Right, okay.
They do shorts. They do like all the things to connect now, the traditional with the new. But I don't see that as much here in Japan because, again, things move slowly because of the hierarchy. The hierarchy in working in Japan, which we have talked about in the podcast before. If you're curious about that, check that out.
And about new technology, I found that AI can do radio host. They can talk. They can choose music.
Really?
Yeah. I feel it.
Can I bring up something?
Yeah.
So right now, at the time of recording, there is the writers' strike going on in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Part of what that is about is they're trying to get AI out of the writing process, right? The actors are doing a similar thing, yeah? So, I mean, AI is a conversation to have, but striking, that kind of thing doesn't happen in Japan, does it?
Yeah.
Do you guys have strikes? You have labor union strikes?
Not yet. Some like I found some battle, but yeah, actually, we said 仕方ない.
Really?
Well, number of listeners declining now, so yeah, 仕方ないな.
I hope that you're not going to lose that battle because you need to keep new people coming in.
So,
But I would like to lighten it up a little bit in a moment and explain how this radio station actually looks like.
all right, very good, all right.
So it is a huge skyscraper in Tokyo.
Big old skyscraper.
And we have, how many floors does this building have? 14?
13.
13.
13, that's all.
13 floors. 13 floors. There are some security checks at the entrance, making sure everything is safe. We came in and we watched the first couple of episodes. Everything here is also very much built on the traditional rules of safety. Is what I found. We had the barriers between us when we started the podcast. We have a little thing on the wall that will tell us if there's an earthquake and how strong it is. We have a fire warning thing right always here. There's a lot of things for safety and to make sure that broadcasting is safe.
We do important role in the situation of like disaster happen. Radio machine is so strong, so some earthquake will happen. Our like instrument doesn't broke.
Oh really? So
broke easily. Yeah, and we have some system. If this building's broke, we can broadcast in another place. We have a lot of spare.
Really?
Yeah, spare studio.
And help people get the message out to people because the internet will be down. We knew that from the big earthquake, right? The internet will be down then. So what people need is the radio. There's a lot of wind-up radios in Japan, so you can at least get the most important news. Please evacuate this area, or this area is safe, or this is where there's food. This kind of news. That's again why the traditional is so important. You guys are able to.
Yeah. This is important role as a radio station, and if everything's turned into the digital things, we lost that role.
We still need radio.
Yeah, we need radio. Actually, we need radio
for sure to make sure everything goes smoothly. And that's why the buildings are built so robust. And
the buildings, when an earthquake happens, these buildings sway. So it's like you're on a boat. You're sitting here rocking, but you're like, oh my goodness, it's bananas.
And you guys can't see it, but outside of we have like a little glass wall on our left, like right next to Ladybeard. On the other side, there's like a huge pulled like keyboard thing, lots of little panels, sliders, things you can move, several screens,
voiceometers, soundometers.
Literally just a second ago, both over there, the manager and the director of Ash Japanese had to push one button, and just finding one button and all the buttons was quite hard.
Myriad of buttons.
So did you have to teach yourself that? Did someone teach you that?
Well, teach myself and my senpai, my boss teach. But actually, we director and producer, we don't know how to use
all of it.
Yeah, all of them. Yes, that is so like.
Wow. I was wondering about that because was like 100
complicated.
buttons, 200 buttons over
I
there.
was going to say, it's like an aeroplane. It's a massive thingamajig. And no one, when you joined the company, no one gives you a lesson on how these things work?
Well, yes. Everyone was busy. Yeah, everyone was busy.
Man. Yeah, that sounds like a Japanese attitude. There's the thing. It's figure it out. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah.
That is a Japanese attitude.
Yeah, you
isn't it?
watch my job and you taught yourself
Figure it out.
like that.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, what do you think is the future of radio in Japan, or what do you hope the future will be like of radio in Japan?
I think, as I said, we still have an important role and in the disaster, earthquake, and also we can build community. And if TV station and business so huge and listeners cannot communicate with like production section, but in terms of like radio program, listeners can send a message for us and we communicate, and there's a lot of community radio in the small like town, even in a small town, and that is so important for the community. Yeah, that is. So I hope that that kind of role will exist. Yeah, in the future also for the local community, and so we should do big business also, because Nippon Culture Broadcasting is quite a big company. Yeah,
and it's reach for more things.
So private company, you have no support from the government or anything like that.
Yeah. But government support, I think, support a little because
because of the earthquake.
Something happened. Yeah. But this company will be a more small company, I think. I learned the history of this company, and this company was more bigger, and this company was in the church, huge church in the Shinjuku. Church, yeah.
It was in a church?
Church, yeah. This Nippon Culture Broadcasting was like Christian broadcasting.
Wow. Oh, okay.
After the war, yeah.
Right.
So after the war, they were a Christian broadcasting service.
Yeah.
And then they changed
slowly. Some book company bought this company and changed, and radio became popular.
Right.
And we established, I think, this company and one of another Nippon Broadcasting System, that is also the biggest radio station, cooperate to like build Fuji Televi.
Right, I see.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stock of the Fuji Television, and we sell the stock, all of them, and we build these buildings.
Wow, man, that's remarkable.
You know what song is playing in my head right now?
What?
Video killed the radio star. But it seems like video hasn't quite killed the radio star, because it's now,
not in Japan.
we're in the 2000s and radio does still exist, and we still do need radio. So thanks for doing a super hard job. Thanks for being super honest as well.
Well, yeah.
And thanks for working hard. You have worked very hard to make this show happen, man. And that, not just this show, but you produced like 10 shows.
A lot of shows.
Yeah, almost 7 or 8 shows, live news program, and I produce 2 idol program, female idol program.
You got to meet some idols?
Idol, female dance group.
Hey, there's some perks to this job, I can tell.
Yeah, and the comedy radio I produce.
All right.
Yeah.
Really?
That's good.
And the porn actress program.
And you love comedy people. So
Yeah.
Is there one type of show that you find easier to produce than others?
Easy?
Yeah.
What show is easier to do?
Comedy program is easy to produce.
I imagine you just put the comedians in the room and say go.
Yeah. If directors doesn't care what things going on, but if you produce comedy program and more like interesting program, that is more hard. Hardest program, I think, comedy program.
So between comedy and idols and news, where would you rate how difficult it was to do Cat with Beard? Because you had for the first time you had to edit video footage as well, right? You had to teach yourself that too. How hard? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 is super hard. 1 is super easy.
Super hard. There's no super hard job. Some like negotiation is the hardest. Like,
getting it passed.
To negotiate with the talent agency. They say some difficult problem. They say so. That is the hardest.
So Cat with Beard, hard to make.
Cat with Beard is hard.
Hard. Why?
I write script, right?
Yeah, you know, the scripts, the things that we keep throwing at the screen from time to time.
That is kind of hard.
Scripts and videos. How was video editing for you?
Video editing is as you notice easy edit.
Good job. Very good
job. I don't know how to edit so much, so I do easy edit.
Look at this. Look at the beauty of this. We're flailing with our hands right now. In case you guys only listen to the podcast, we're flailing with our hands right now because we have a YouTube channel.
But we need to make a very special announcement.
Yes, Mr. Takahashi.
Okay.
You are leaving to go to the UK.
Yes.
So you are going to be studying in the UK for a year, at least.
For a year, I will take a master degree of the media communication.
Look at this.
Yes, in the UK.
Actually, very soon will be a master.
I gotta say, it's rare to hear someone leave a Japanese company to study abroad. I think that's, again, another bold, brave move, which makes you so special. You go your own way.
Everyone say that. It's
really?
You are rare.
Really?
Everyone's surprised.
Yeah, I think that's a brave move.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So this beautiful face you're going to be seeing in the UK soon. Maybe you bump into him sometime.
That means that Cat with Beard is going through a restructuring since we are losing our producer and director.
So this is pretty much the end of season 1.
Yes.
And then hopefully we'll be able to soon give you season 2 about hopefully next week.
It should be next week. We should be, if everything goes according to plan, we'll be coming at you next week with season 2, episode 1 of The Cat with the Beard.
Look, you're going to see it when it happens. We're quite excited about it too.
Yeah. Producer-less, director-less, the Cat, the Beard picking up the slack.
Oh my God, we really
sorry.
we have to work on the scripts, we have to work on the editing.
Yeah,
we have to
it's
do a
going
lot
to
of
be,
things
so all the
now.
stuff he just said is now our job. All right?
We're going to be working on that hard.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll keep bringing you more of the content that you've come to know and love from Cat with Beard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll pick up the slack for season 2 and you'll be back next year. I guess that'll be season 3 that then comes
Yeah,
in.
and I hope I study about radio and
Yes.
I find some solution
Yes.
by this station.
Safe radio.
I wanted to ask how about your experience in the Japanese radio station? How different from radio station in other country? You experienced that?
Please.
Can I mention? I went to a radio station which was one of those that broadcast also digitally, like a digital radio station.
Digital radio station.
And it was literally a tiny room but with some equipment. It was called The Cat in the UK. And it seemed to be fairly relaxed. There's some people who like take turns. So there's always someone taking care of the radio station and then people have their own programs on it. That was a really interesting experience. Here, everything's a bit bigger. The doors are a lot thicker.
Really?
Yeah, the doors are very thick. We have all like soundproofing doors and everything.
It feels like these doors to keep you safe from a nuke.
If someone is screaming in the room next door, we wouldn't be able to hear a thing. It's very it's very professional here, I think. But I also like the atmosphere because whenever Ladybeard and I walk down the hallways here, everyone is like, we do stand out a tad, just a tiny tad.
Slightly.
But there's
on
like
many metrics. That's right.
But sometimes I like to look into like those little studios when I walk past and I'm like, oh, is this a famous voice actress or is this a famous idol over there?
It is funny when you come to the radio station because everyone who's working here is dressed normally and then there'll be one person dressed like a freak and you're like, there's the talent.
Yes. What do you think about the difference in the Japanese radio program and the other countries' program? What do you think? Different?
I think here there's still listening to some Japanese radio. I have a lot of those where like a gentleman will just talk by himself. I heard some of those radio shows where just a gentleman will just talk by himself. He sounds a little bit older and he'll just talk by himself. But then again, we have that abroad too.
Yes.
Any kind of thing. What I think works with everyone are some sexy voices. You know, that kind of like hoarse lady voice that just is very like femme fatale.
Call me now.
Yeah, maybe not that voice.
No, wrong voice.
I think that's a different one. And then we have the really soothing, calming gentleman's voice. The stuff that you would like to listen to fall asleep because it's just so assuring in a way.
Yeah.
So I think the same things get picked up by all radio stations. However, German radio, our commercials are heavily inappropriate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They even if they're just talking about ham or an insurance, they will make it sound like somehow naughty because it spikes people's interest.
Oh, wow.
So they will just like, oh yeah, tell me more about that insurance. And it's just like, you could not do that in Japan, I think. That's that's very German.
That's very funny, really.
Yeah.
So funny.
It spikes people's interest.
Ah, sure.
And people instantly listen. They're like, what's going on here? It's just human instinct.
Verbal
That
pretty
seems to
girls,
work.
isn't it? No?
I don't think I have heard that in Japan.
I think it's because of like biggest generation of the listeners. And in Japan, I think 70 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, all generation like to listen to radio. And us, like, we younger generation doesn't listen. So, like, content will be different and the personality will become different. And in this radio station, top personality in the evening program, he is, I think, around 75 years old.
Oh, so like the same as the target.
Yeah,
Which is a clever
75, and he's still working.
Still working every day. Every day. Live streaming.
Hard
3
work.
hours, 2 hours. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Hard work.
Yes.
Wow, good for him. What a
But you're distracted from you, though. We'd like to
you.
get back to you.
Yeah.
And we both would really like to say thank you for all of your
Thank you
hard
so
work.
much.
Thank you.
You've done a
75
wonderful
you, Lady
job.
Beard.
of Cat with
Thank you, Cathy Cat.
Thank
Thank you, listeners.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And Cathy and I will see you next week, and we'll see Takahashi-san about 12 months from now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the best in the UK.
Yeah. I think in uploaded day, I think I'm in the UK.
Yeah, by the time this episode is up,
Yeah.
Mr.
I'm in
Takahashi
the
will already
UK.
be in the UK. You see this face, go, hi, Mr. Takahashi.
Yeah.
Say hi
Have a look.
to him.
You
Look
can-
See if
after
we can
him.
spot him. We'll do a Snap Takahashi
Ooh,
challenge.
Yes,
That's a
if
good idea.
any of you guys
I think UK is a
Find
huge
him.
country.
huge country, if any of you guys find him,
They won't find me.
take a picture of him.
Yeah,
and let us
hashtag
know.
UK Takahashi.
Yeah, seriously, we're
Hashtag
excited. We're
UK.
excited. I already
Good.
did a
The
bit
hunt
of
is
a
on.
I did a bit of a pep talk about what to expect in the UK because obviously I studied
Yes,
there.
yes,
And I'm
yes.
hugely excited what kind of experiences you will come back with.
Yes, I will live in Brighton, so someone find me.
Ooh, you said
Those of
it.
you down
Okay.
south?
Yep. If you live in Brighton,
It's now.
see if you can spot Mr.
It's now
Takahashi.
public knowledge.
Ooh.
Should we get out of here?
I said, oh, ladies and gentlemen, this
Dear
was
friends, we'll see you next
episode
time. Right
75.
This is the worst
Yes,
outro
oh
ever.
my
Sorry.
God.
Sorry, you go. I'm sorry.
This was episode 75 of the first season of
Cat with Beard. See you next
See
week.
you soon. Bye. See you next week.
Bye bye.